Hi, welcome to Smart Piano School. I'm Isaiah, and today we'll be learning. That's right, Mozart's Eine Kleine Nachtmusik, which is German for A Little Night Music. It was originally written for chamber ensemble, but string orchestras often perform it. I'll be teaching you an arrangement for piano solo. It's super easy, and I'm sure that you'll pick it up very quickly. We'll be working with segments and phrases throughout this piece, and we're going to start with segment A. As you can see, this piece starts off with us playing the melody with both hands, and we have our fingers on G because we are in G major. We're going to split the hands so it's easier for us to work with while learning the piece, and the first phrase of segment A would be this. We'll start off with your middle finger on G. Okay, great. Let's do it one more time, a little bit slower. Again, we'll start off with our middle finger on G, then our fifth finger will go to D. Then we have our fourth finger on this C. Or we could use a different fingering like this. It's really important for us to be able to move around freely and be able to play very comfortably. So we can have a ring finger pivot and then switch, or use a different type of fingering as long as you're comfortable playing. This would be another way. We'd have these gaps here, and that would also work. As long as you're comfortable, that's completely fine. Now, let's look at the left hand. Okay, so let's do that one more time. Please remember that we're playing in 4/4 rhythm, so we have to count 4 for every measure. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. And sometimes in pieces with varying rhythms, like a waltz for example, we'd be counting the first beat of 3 as the strongest, but in this one it would be the first beat of 4. Therefore, counting in the left hand would be 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, cool. Now let's do both hands for that first phrase of segment A. 1, 2, 3, and. Good. Now let's do the next phrase of segment A. We also start with our middle finger on G, and we keep moving from there. 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, good. Now let's try to add an emphasis and accents on the first beats of each measure. So 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, good. That'll help the momentum keep moving forward. Now, the left hand will be doing this. We'll be playing G and B and A and C as well. So this. Good. Now let's count in. 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, great. You're doing fantastic. Now let's add both hands like this. 1, 2, 3, and. Nice. Now this was segment A. Let's go to segment B. So segment B is more of a transitory phrase to get to the next segment. It'll sound like this. I like to do this with my right hand. Those little jumps help me get my fifth finger to the D, which is where I need it to be for the next segment. Okay, so let's do it one more time. Middle finger on G, 1, 2, 3, and cool. Okay, so our left hand would be doing this. Good, so have both of our middle fingers on G, 1, 2, 3, and nice. Let's go to segment C. We'll have our second and fourth finger on B and D, and then C and E with our middle and fifth finger, like this. 1, 2, 3, and okay, that was the first phrase of segment C. Let's do it one more time, like this, remember? 1, 2, 3, and good, beautiful. So this part right here does not have any left hand accompaniment. It would just be this, like that. It actually imitates what the violins are doing in the orchestra. Our left hand would be doing this. 1, 2, 3, and okay, now try it with me. 1, 2, 3, and okay, nice. Now let's add both hands together for phrase C. 1, 2, 3, and great. So the next segment is called C prime. You might ask yourself, why is it called prime? Because it's very similar to the segment before it, C. It's very similar in the sense that we have this, but what follows is a little different. This is what it'll sound like. That would be C prime. Now let's give it a shot together. 1, 2, 3, and did you notice that pivot? We had our middle finger on B and eventually moved the phrase down to G and pivoted off of F sharp until we managed to get to the rest of the phrase and we were comfortable there. Very cool. Our left hand would be doing and that would pretty much be it for C prime in our left hand. See, it's pretty easy. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, and good, we're done with C prime. Now we'll transition to segment D. For this one, we're starting to have a little bit more movement. Let's look at the left hand first for this part. Okay, that would be the phrase. And even though we're playing eighth notes, the first beat of each measure of every 8 eighth notes should be the strongest. Let's try it together. 1, 2, 3, and very nice. Now let's look at the right hand. For this phrasing, we can start with our second finger on G, which would give us leeway to have our F sharp right there. And the rest would be this. Good, let's try it in real time. 1, 2, 3, and Cool, those are the parts for segment D. Let's give it a shot together and see how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, and... Awesome, we're almost done with this first video. Let's go to segment E. Okay, and the left hand would be doing this. We'd only be playing D and A and E as well. We'd be alternating between them. So this and this basically. They're both worth 2 beats each, so we have to count those in. 1, 2, 3, and... Very good. Now let's take a look at what the right hand is doing. 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, cool. Now it's pretty easy for you. You're doing great. Let's count it in one more time. 1, 2, 3, and... Good. Now let's do both hands, please. Play along with me. 1, 2, 3, and... Awesome, we got to segment F, which is the final segment of this video. This is what the right hand would be doing. Great, now let's look at what we're actually doing here. We're basically playing F sharp and D, and then we're lowering F sharp to E with D. So that's pretty much it. That and this. Perfect. In real time, that would be this. 2, 3, and... Good, and after that, we only have to lower the D to C sharp, maintain the E, and that's it. Jump. Good, let's play it in real time again. Do it with me. 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, so the left hand is doing something very interesting in this segment. This is what it will sound like. It's more like a counter melody, really. Good, let's do it a little slower together. Perfect. Let's do it more a tempo, real time. 1, 2, 3, and... Good. So that was phrase F. Now let's play both hands. 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, so this was the first video for Eine Kleine Nachtmusik, Movements Allegro. I hope you enjoyed it very much. If you have any questions, suggestions, or requests, feel free to reach out. As always, it's a pleasure to help you play the pieces you want to play easily. See you next time. Bye.